Election Day 2025 is here. You still have 2 more hours to cast your ballot in Colorado. Thank you for joining us on this very busy Tuesday night. I'm Jessica Porter.
And I'm Micah Smith. If you've already voted, great. We'll keep you updated as results come in. If you're still filling out your ballot, we're helping you answer any last-minute questions.
So we have team coverage for you tonight, tackling everything from ballot initiatives to key races and voter turnout. Denver7 Chief Investigative Reporter Tony Kovaleski is in studio analyzing the turnout so far.
But first, let's get out to Ryan Fish at the Denver polling location off of Colorado Boulevard. Ryan, just 2 more hours left to get that ballot in.
Yeah, Micah and Jessica, 2 hours left, and it's been busy here off of 7th in Colorado. Steady stream of people coming in to drop off their ballots via car or walking up on foot, and also those going into the church to cast their ballot that way. It's been a busy afternoon and early evening so far, and this may be an off-year election, but we could find out a lot about how Denverites feel about Mayor Mike Johnston, because he has been a big proponent behind the Vibrant Denver bond package. He's really been pushing for this, saying this is the right time and the right way to invest in the city's future. Now, the bond would not raise taxes, but it would add to the city's debt, which it will eventually have to pay back plus interest. The package includes 5 separate questions on the ballot, 2A through 2E. 2A would focus on infrastructure improvements like landscaping, lighting, sidewalks, pedestrian crossings, viaduct repairs. 2B would go toward parks and recreation projects, including $70 million to the new Park Hill Park. 2C would create a new Denver Health facility and improve the Denver Children's Advocacy Center. 2D would fund improvements for facilities run by arts and culture organizations like the Denver Art Museum and Denver Botanic Gardens. And 2E would approve about $60 million for new affordable housing and shelter improvements. One voter we talked to who did vote yes on the bond question says that's an issue important to him.
I always believe in investing in the community, and that's one of my priorities. So I don't remember the specific one, but I probably voted for it.
And voters can decide to vote for all of those questions or pick and choose which ones they want to approve, because in total, this is a $950 million bond package. Critics say, just because it doesn't raise taxes doesn't mean that it doesn't have a cost. Bonds have a cost as well, and the city should not be taking on more debt during this uncertain economic time. That is what critics have been saying in response. Now, Mayor Johnston has told us that ideally the city would like to pay for these improvements out of the general fund. But as we all know, the city facing a big budget shortfall this year and doesn't have that cash on hand at the moment. That is why they are choosing to fund them through bonds if approved by voters tonight. Coming up 6:30, we'll have more on the bond package and what folks are saying about it as those ballots get sent in. For now, live in Denver, Ryan Fish, Denver7.
And it'll certainly be interesting to see how the results of the Vibrant Denver bond package ties into how voters are feeling about Mayor Mike Johnston.
And if all of those bond packages get approved, or just some of them.
Well, typically off-year elections where we're not electing a president often see lower voter turnout, with fewer people flocking to the polls.
Here to dive deeper into voter turnout in Denver is our own Tony Kovaleski.
Yeah, good evening, Jessica and Michael. We know the mayor and his team watching closely to see how that vibrant bond package turns out. And we're going to dive in right now to the numbers, the voter turnout numbers, because they tell a story and they will be an important part in that decision. Let's talk about total returns first. So far, only about 22% of the ballots cast have been turned in. That was as of 11 this morning. Many more coming in now. Usually that late vote is more of the progressive vote. The more conservative usually vote early. Let's take you to the next screen and we're going to talk about when people voted. And you're going to get an idea here. Look at these numbers. Early on, 1,000, 2,000, maybe 5,000 voting. And then in the past couple days, 21,000. And then we're at 23,000 yesterday. So people waiting until the very last moment to decide on who they're voting for, where they're voting, and the key issues. And then I want to take you to the next graphic because this one is also very telling. It's by age group, and this is consistent with what we see every cycle in Denver. Under 25, a very small number, less than 4,000 have voted so far. Almost 40,000, 65 plus, have turned in their ballots to this point. That's what usually happens. And then today, like I said, right now and earlier in the day, Usually the younger voters are getting their ballots in. And then one more piece to analyze for you. And I want to show you this graphic because it's also telling. We know that Denver County is very blue, very Democrat. And so far, 49% of all ballots right now have been cast by individuals describing themselves as Democrats, only 10% Republicans. And the interesting part here, 39% of the ballots have been cast by unaffiliated voters. Usually they dominate the decisions in Colorado and in Denver. That group, the unaffiliated, underperforming. Only 17% of the total unaffiliateds registered in Denver have cast ballots. So that's a bit of a telling part. Clearly, more ballots coming in. We have less than 2 hours, and it is going to be interesting to see how this all shakes out. But those turnout numbers certainly tell a story.
Very typical, though, of these off-year elections, Tony.
Yeah, Tony, how does low voter turnout impact these local elections?
Well, when you talk to experts, they will tell us that when you have a lower voter turnout, it's easier to get a victory, especially in issues like bonds, because it's less of the electorate you have to manage. So some would say it's a plus for Mayor Johnston and his team as they're trying to come up with that number. Others would say it can be a little bit trickier because you've got a smaller group that's making that ultimate decision. We'll watch it, but we know that low voter turnout is going to impact all decisions in Denver tonight.
All right, Tony, thank you so much for that report. And Tony will be back tonight on Denver 7 News at 6 to take a closer look at statewide turnout. Then tune in to our special election coverage at 7 p.m. on the Denver 7 Plus app, as well as on Denver7.com. Tony and his Investigates partner, Natalie Chuck, will bring you up-to-the-minute results on the measures and races impacting you.
All night long, we'll be tracking key ballot measures, including statewide propositions on everyone's ballot, Propositions LL and MM. And one of Denver's biggest battles, Referendum 310. Our Colette Bordelon and Veronica Acosta explain.
The food truck has just arrived here at Renegade Brewing, where a watch party for Propositions LL and MM starts in just a little more than an hour. Now, everyone voting on LL and MM across the state of Colorado. Let's start with LL. It's asking if the state can keep and spend roughly $12.4 million of excess tax revenue that was already collected as part of Proposition FF. Colorado voters approved that in 2022, creating the Healthy School Meals for All program, which for participating public schools supplies their students with their meals. Now, if that measure fails, then that roughly $12 million, it will be refunded back to households making $300,000 a year or more. Those households also at the center of Proposition MM. MM wants to increase income taxes on those homes roughly to around $480 a year. And with that money, the state would like to keep funding the Healthy School Meals for All program and support SNAP in part. I'll be watching both of these statewide measures for you all night tonight. We're expecting that first round of results around 7 this evening. In Denver, Colette Bordelon, Denver 7.
I'm Denver 7's Veronica Acosta. Tonight, Denver voters will get to decide whether or not to keep or repeal a ban on flavored nicotine products. Referendum 310 is the most expensive race in this election in Denver this year. That's according to Denver's Clerk and Recorder's Office. A vote yes on 310 would keep that ban in place. A vote no on 310 would repeal that ban. Now, this is something that was passed by Denver City Council back in December of 2024. It was done so in an effort of keeping some of these flavored vape products and flavored nicotine products out of reach and out of the hands of children. Tonight, Denver voters get the ultimate choice. We expect the first drop of results on what is Referendum 310 and the results at the end of it to come through at 7 p.m. tonight. In Denver, I'm Veronica.
All right, I know we just threw a lot at you. You can find our in-depth election guide right now on Denver7.com. And remember, polls and ballot drop boxes close at 7 p.m.